evidence of good decks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like I know with the group that we had for Worlds, I think we had 5 different archetypes that we played in Standard.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah, it's very important for people to be able to accept the results of that testing. But here, we're ready for the finals.
For those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the Star City Games Live Open Series here in, I guess not even yet sunny St. Louis. It's so early.
It is definitely bright and early here.
I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm here with Brian Kibler.
You are seeing Sonic the Hedgehog / Ryan Waller on your
right.
screen. He is playing Blue-White Humans. And his opponent is Denny Dowty, who is now on your screen, playing Mono Red.
All right, and now this is the finals. 557 people have come down to this right here. The winner of this will not only have the pride of being a Star City Games Open champion, but will get a substantial check as well. They look like they're having a good time. You know, they've got that smile on their face that comes from having a great day of tournament play. And just passing by, former Star City Games writer Richard Feldman gives us a little small smile.
I wonder if he's playing Dredge today.
I don't know. Do you think he's playing Dredge?
We'll find out.
He gives us the thumbs up.
All right, so we were just talking about this matchup. I'm going to have to say that I like the Humans deck here. At least in 2 out of 3 games, I feel like those 4 timely reinforcements are going to be a big factor.
You know, game 1, I think that it's going to be an edge to Dennis, Denny, I should say. And I think you're right that his sideboard might be insufficient. I think what's probably going to happen is he's probably going to bring in Dismembers and Arc Trail, and then he's going to probably, I think, have to bring in Hero of Oxidridge.
Okay.
Just to hope that there's not an Honor the Pure out there. And I think that's going to be where he's going to go.
So Denny wins the die roll.
Very, very important. I can't even tell you how much.
Play in game 1. One thing, talk about that sideboarding plan, one thing that I actually think is pretty interesting is the interaction between Dismember and Timely Reinforcements. It's entirely possible for Denny to reduce or blunt entirely the impact of timely reinforcements by being able to pay life to Dismember.
And he does have 4 Gut Shot to do the same thing. I mean, I've absolutely seen this kind of thing happen where I have cast timely reinforcements and my opponent has cast Dismember to kill one of their own creatures.
Or Gut Shotted themselves.
Yeah, or Gut Shotted themselves or something like that, and suddenly my timely reinforcements was countered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
This was something that was pretty interesting in testing for Modern. When Timely Reinforcement seems like it should be a good card against, say, Zoo, but Zoo decks are capable, in particular if the player recognizes that they're playing against Timely Reinforcements, of dealing so much damage to themselves with Shock and Fetch lands that often Timely just can't do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can be down at like 12 life with Zoo and have much less life than your opponent, but they're going to die very quickly.
All right, so it looks like Ryan may have mulliganed. He's only now picking up a hand.
Oh, that was an unhappy look.
And going back to his deck, so...
Denny Dowty nodding a little bit, yep.
Ryan, well, maybe those timely reinforcements are going to have to be very important if Ryan is going to 5 cards this game.
Well, I mean, I would say that even if he had 7 cards, with Denny Dowty on the play, there's a strong, lean on who's on the play for this.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards in Ryan Waller's deck that are not particularly good in game 1. Cards like Mana Leak, cards like Mirren Crusader, not too impressive. You don't really want to be playing 3 mana 2/2s, but it's particularly on the draw. And Stromkirk Noble is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Stromkirk Noble is what many people assumed to be essentially flavor text on that card when it was first previewed is a huge deal in this matchup. It essentially is 1/1 unblockable Slith. Slith being gets +1/+1 counters whenever it hits the opponent. So this is. It bodes poorly for Ryan to be going down to 5 cards on the draw here against such cards.
Absolutely. He's like, okay. That didn't look like an actual okay. It looked like he was just saying the words okay.
That's gonna have to do.
Turn 1, Grim Lavamancer. And we have a Doomed Traveler. That's off of a Seachrome Coast. Turn 2. Denny lays a second mountain. I think that's going to be, a shrine.
And no trades from Grim Lavamancer with that Traveler. So it looks like Ryan's hand has 2 land. Is it a Hero of Bladehold and a Fiend Hunter?
All I caught was the 2 lands. I couldn't get the spells.
I'm pretty sure there's a Fiend Hunter in there.
He says go.
No 2-drop.
Denny Dowty, first counter on his shrine.
And 3 mana is Chandra's Phoenix, but
No
Phoenix to be had.
Phoenix.
Grim Lavamancer comes in for 1.
I think we're going to see a Berserker here.
And
Berserker.
We're both thinking the exact same thing.
We're old.
Yeah. Won't sing the rest of the lyrics.
It's a good call.
All right, so Fiend Hunter, in fact, does come down. Take out the Berserker. And Doom Traveler hits Denny for 1. So, interestingly, Morbid is, or rather Bloodthirst. I was thinking Morbid because I was thinking of Brimstone Volley or Festerhide Boar or whatever with that Fiend Hunter. And if that Fiend Hunter does die and Denny has damaged Ryan, that Berserker will come back with +1/+1 counters.
I think that Denny might have a really bad hand. Here he is at 4 mana. He's thinking. He's like, oh, let me look at this card for a second.
Yeah, I think he's actually trying to figure out exactly what I just said, how the Bloodthirst works with the card coming into play rather than being cast.
I think what he's probably going to end up doing is burning his opponent and then burning the Fiend Hunter. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think this is Gut Shot
Gut shot your
shrine
face.
that guy.
Yep, Shrine the Fiend
Yep.
Hunter. Now that's going to come back because it has been bloodthirsted.
Yeah, that Gut Shot makes that Berserker a 3/3, and I'm guessing Lavamancer is going to come in for 1 damage.
Zing.
There it is. So Lavamancer attacks, putting Ryan Waller to 17 life. Dennis Dowty at 18 himself, with Lavamancer and Stormblood Berserker staring down Doom Traveler, and that was in fact Hero of Bladehold.
Hero.
Wow, Ryan's hand, is that Honor the Pure?
I think it is.
This could be rough for Denny. He needs to get rid of that Hero right away. Hero is a card that
I don't know
by itself can win the game. And
I don't know
Denny
if he
is down
can.
to 2 cards. He's just used a Gut Shot to turn that Berserker back on.
He needs to have one of 10 cards in his hand, or sorry, in his deck,
Well, he
to
has-
be able to kill the hero.
Yeah, he needs a Galvanic Blast in combination with that Grim Lavamancer, a Volt Charge,
Yep.
an Incinerate.
Yep.
One of these cards,
Arc Trail.
if he cannot kill this hero this turn, I'm pretty sure Ryan Waller does have Honor the Pure in his hand, and that will come down and that will turn this game around completely.
Oh, I think it'll end the game.
Yeah.
And Denny has 10 copies of cards that, with the Grim Lavamancer in combination, he's got 10 cards.
Wow. Wow. So Ryan Waller untaps with Hero of Bladehold, and Honor the Pure comes down,
Boom.
and Hero comes in.
There he says, yep.
Oh, and
Attack. Yep.
this does not bode well for Denny Dowty.
I want to know what's in his hand.
It's got to be a whole lot of nothing. Maybe, I mean, if Denny had nothing in his hand, I'm not sure I agree with killing the Fiend Hunter.
Yeah.
I think that he may have just been trying to get too aggressive and not recognizing the sort of cards he could lose to here.
And we're going to see this Berserker probably hop in the way of something.
Yeah, if the Berserker trades with... The Berserker can trade with Hero?
He just scoops it up.
him up. Wow. All right. Well, on a mulligan to 5, Ryan Waller takes game 1 in the back of Hero of Bladehold plus Honor the Pure. Not that Hero necessarily needed that help, but Denny Dowty just didn't have any way to kill it.
I mean, one of the things, like you said, it might feel nice to reclaim the card advantage from the Fiend Hunter, but you know what?
You want to get your guy back. You want him to be big, but in that position, you need to identify. How do I lose here?
Yeah, what's going to happen? So, do we have a question for our audience?
Have a question for
now,
the audience.
Here's the thing. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to let Brian think about what the question he was that he was going to ask people. And there is an opportunity now to win a full year of Star City Games premium content. You can see all kinds of fabulous writings. I know that this last Friday there were several articles that I was just gobbling down in the airport system as I was just getting ready to come here. And there's always going to be great content on Star City Games Premium. A whole year of it for free. If you put the answer to the trivia question at hashtag SCG Premium. And Brian, what do you have for our audience out there?
All right. So in the quarterfinals of this tournament, we saw Timothy Jansen playing a deck that I loved, and
me too.
He was defeated in the quarterfinals, but he had a 2-card combination in his deck that
2-card combination. We've talked about it.
that we've talked about quite a bit. that we nicknamed the Full 20.
The
so
Full
what
20.
is that 2-card combination, the Full 20? Hashtag SCG Premium. Answer the question. A full year of premium could be yours.
That's right. Now, I actually think that, sometimes you get like deck names that kind of come out of the ether, and I think the Full 20 Grixis, great deck name.
It's not bad, it's not bad.
I think my favorite deck name that I had ever heard was at Grand Prix Santiago in 2001. I was doing the coverage for Grand Prix Santiago, and I didn't have a staff, and like Brian Davis scrubbed out, and he was like, "Hey, can I help?" And he came back, he's like, "Oh, you should see the deck that the Mexican team is playing." And it's all these Mexican players came down, and it was a deck with many main deck lobotomies and mana acceleration. I was like, "Oh, Mexican turbo lobotomy." That's a great name for a deck. It kind of just rolls off the tongue.
I actually, at Worlds 2 years ago, I was like trying to decide, well, I'm going to play blue-black control, I'm going to play this, this blue-white weird Squadron Hawk deck that we've sort of, been working on at the last minute. And like 2 days before the tournament, I had just sort of this moment of, I can call it Kago.
Yeah, I was talking with Vintage Master Ian.
I can't not play
Yes. I was talking with Vintage Master Ian DeGraff, perhaps. Maybe his biggest claim to fame is that he helped train Owen Turtenwald when Owen Turtenwald was a young lad coming on up. And we were talking about deck names, and I brought up Kago, and I'm like, now that is a deck name. And the reason that Kago is a deck name is if you know anything about your Magic history, you immediately know all of the contents of the deck.
I get it.
Without even having to, you're like, oh, Kago. Zoo, Patrick Chapin says, is the best named deck of all time because you get a sense of everything about the deck.
Animals.
Yeah, and then I think the worst named deck of all time that I've heard was, and I'm sorry for the one that did this one, was Sword Masters of the Imperium.
Okay.
That's a Michael Flores deck. I don't even remember what it does, but I do remember the name because I was like, really?
There's a lot of bad names out there, but there are some sweet ones that you do remember. These 2 deck names, not so inspired by what humans in Mono Red, but they're what we have here in the finals. So Ryan Waller on the left of your screen managed to win game 1 off of a double mulligan when Denny Dowty's 7-card hand was far worse. If you are just joining us, I'm Brian Kibler, joined by Adrian Sullivan. We are in the finals of the Standard Open here in St. Louis, and Ryan Waller is up 1-0 against Denny Dowty.
And now Ryan Waller does not have the famous ESPN checkmark yet, but as a result of winning game 1, I think that the percentage next to his name has jumped from jumped from maybe about 36, I think, maybe now into the 70 range.
36.
I just made up that number.
It's a very weird number because I would have thought he's a bit of a favorite in the matchup overall, but now that he's getting to play 2 games after sideboarding with the full 4 timely reinforcements in his deck, I think he's a big favorite.
Yeah, I think he was a small favorite. Denny Dowty was a small favorite before, but now I think he is way out of it. Not out of it, pardon me. He's got a lot to do here.
He's got a big hill to climb, and he looks to be
turn 1, go. Not exciting.
That's really not what you want from your 11 1-drop deck?
I think he might have more.
12
1-drop.
12 1-drops doesn't have any.
One more
Ryan
1-drop.
Waller has 1 of his 4.
And there's his Ravenous Rat, the Doomed Traveler.
Not the best rats ever, but
the best rats ever killed dragons.
It did.
And we have
and Shrine comes down.
I like Shrine, but I don't know. What can happen here is Denny can go into control mode where he could just, if there is not an Oblivion Ring to monkey up the works, he can just kill things, shrine you out, but I do not think that that's the likely trajectory of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Doom Traveler is not one of those cards you just kill. It is, as we said, a Ravenous Rats. If you kill it, you fall behind. So Ryan Waller passing with 2 mana up, no play on his part.
Remember, he has the opportunity here to, if he kept them in, and I don't think he should have, Mana Leak is a card that he has access to. I don't like Mana Leak in the board after red because it can come around too late.
And Dismember.
Dismember. Wow.
Killing the Phoenix. Okay.
Wow, that is aggressive.
All right.
Wow, I mean, the Phoenix would be happy to deal 4 damage. And
well, I mean, it could deal more than that, too.
Absolutely.
It's important to know, and as we said,
it still can.
It's true, yeah. Phoenix is a card that is difficult to keep off the board. And by the looks of Ryan's hand, he seems to have a Fiend Hunter, which I would probably prefer to use, though I don't know if he had his second white source at that point.
I don't see one.
Well, I know that looks like a Plains on the top of his hand. And
it is. That's a Plains.
We need an Arbiter, so
Arbiter.
Grizzly Bear comes down.
There's
I don't think Arbiter does anything in this matchup other than be a Grizzly Bear.
I think he just boarded in a bear.
Well, he has Bear in his main deck, too. He
Oh,
has
okay,
Arbiters in his
there we
main
go.
deck, so... Leonid Arbiter, a card that didn't really get much play in the time of Valakut, but a card that is very good against various land search, whether from Rampant Growth or Solemn Simulacrum or Primeval Titan.
We see a Fire Slinger.
Fire Slinger comes down.
The Shrine ticks up to 4. We see a Grim Lavamancer. Shrine ticks up to 5.
All right, so plus Dismember, that's a lot of damage already.
And now we're going to see if anything exciting happens here from Ryan Waller. Lays the planes that we saw earlier.
And it looks like that's a Relic Warder in his hand. And that is going to take out that Shrine.
A Relic Warder, so powerful.
That is brutal. So Shrine, the power of Shrine revolves around it staying in play. And even if Denny can kill this Relic Warder right away, he's lost a lot of time that he's invested into that Shrine.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, hell, if you even do something small enough to get that Shrine out for a second, all the work is undone.
Yeah. So those creatures come in. Looking at Ryan Waller's hand, it looks like Timely Reinforcements,
Fiend Hunter.
Moorland Haunt, and Fiend Hunter.
And he takes the damage there. It's only 3 damage? Yeah, 3 damage. Dennis Dowty plays his 4th land.
This is an interesting position because Ryan Waller's Dismember has put him low enough that Timely, even though he hasn't actually gotten hit, if he takes damage over the next couple turns, he's gonna be able to Timely. And though there's a weird sort of dynamic here too, because can Fire Slinger actually damage yourself?
Yes, it can.
You can use Fire Slinger to counter it.
Yes, it can.
So
are we gonna see an Arc Trail? I think he's thinking about an Arc Trail. I think he's trying to figure out what happens when he Arc Trails into this, and will Timely just destroy him then?
Yeah, and he just says go.
Another land.
So, this is kind of interesting. So Ryan is currently ahead in both life and creatures. So Timely is not doing anything.
Here's the 3-mana Fiend Hunter.
This looks like a Fiend Hunter is probably going to come down, which I'm going to guess is going to hit Grim Lavamancer.
That sounds reasonable.
Well, Denny currently only has the Chandra's Phoenix in his graveyard, and some number of cards in hand. 2 or 3.
Not many.
And if he takes out the Grim Lavamancer, he can't get Burn Spell Lavamancer. Though, he's taking out the Fire Slinger. It looks like. Interesting.
Goodbye, Fire Slinger. Face down it. I like having him face up, but
same.
In for 3.
So
Simeon Grunts comes down. Oh, never mind.
Wonder how many of our viewers know what Simeon Grunts is.
What about Defender of Chaos? That would be sweet.
Whoa. So it looks like Denny Dowty has, I think that's Incinerate in his hand.
That's the only card I think I can see it. Incinerate, bringing back during combat the Shrine.
And is he going to Lavamancer here?
He can definitely activate that Lavamancer, and
it looks like Ryan tapped his mana poorly. He has two haunts.
He just takes the damage.
Ryan has his island tapped.
Oh yeah.
He could have tapped the Moorland Haunt, which is going to prevent him from being able to make
even a bluff for a counterspell.
Yeah, well, bluffing.
Oh, and he has. I didn't see him.
It's a functional misstep.
I didn't see the extra land come into play. Yeah, you're totally right. I saw him when he tapped it, but I didn't see the drop the next land.
I think he played it before he played the Fiend Hunter, before he played a land.
And then we see a Dismember.
Okay, Dismember takes that out. And that's just going to strand that Timely in Ryan Waller's hand. And then he's actually in a position where he can, because of that Shrine, he can avoid damaging Ryan until he can just kill him in a big shot, most likely. That said, he's at 8 life.
Yeah, he has to do it quickly.
Yeah, he's going to be under some pretty serious pressure here, just from
I think we're going to see hit and then Berserker, which is going to mean that Timely Reinforcements is going to be able to get 3 creatures. There it is.
Okay.
And that puts the Shrine up to 2 counters.
Well, now Ryan wouldn't want to use his Haunt anyway, so that little moment didn't actually cost him. So I think Timely's going to have to be 3 guys here. With Denny down to 8 life, there's no way he's going to effectively get to use it for life
I actually really love watching red decks play against aggressive creature decks because I think that it's one of the more skill testing ways in which you see red play. We see that timely reinforcements now, and it's just going to get, because of the life differential, only creatures, so only 3/1/1s.
It's just a specter possession.
Yep.
No flying,
Yep.
but he didn't cast it.
Oh wow, what is that? A Doom Traveler? Doom Traveler number.
I can't say I agree with that.
I don't like that at all. Get
I
the
think
creatures
that
out there.
Yeah, I think that you want to cast that timely reinforcements, and then the way I would play that turn is cast timely reinforcements, pass, and then start making spirits.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you're going to be able to potentially just overwhelm Dennis before that shrine can come through.
Yeah, I mean, while it's difficult for you to get fully burned out from 13, it is going to be. Is he just making a token?
He's making a token. So here he is.
Block with.
He's burning.
Everything? No, he's only blocking with 3.
Yeah, he's burning away though his ability to be the aggressive deck.
Well, he's also putting himself. Getting rid of that berserker is actually a pretty big deal.
But it's not going to happen.
Well, it's such a big deal that I think it's it's
not going to.
charge.
It's not going to happen. You see, there's all it takes is almost anything, and it's not going to happen.
Well, Volt Charge in particular is powerful there because it doesn't even require him to kill one of the creatures as blocking.
Absolutely, he's
you can actually wipe away his opponent's entire board. And now Ryan Waller is left with 2 spirits. That's a 4/4 berserker.
And I believe we have 5 counters on the shrine now.
Yeah, the shrine is big. This game is looking much better for Denny Dowty than it did before.
And now he lays the Fire Slinger. I think that's a
so
6 on the shrine.
Yeah.
Which means that he can do 6, 8, 9, 10, kill you next turn if something doesn't go right for Ryan Waller.
Yeah, this is definitely a rough spot for Ryan. And that, as we were saying earlier when we were talking about sideboarding, Dismember coming from Denny Dowty, reducing his own life total, has played a big part in stranding that timely reinforcements in Ryan's hand.
Yeah.
So now Ryan casts timely, which gives him 3 guys, but those 3 guys aren't going to do it.
Now, the thing about this is that Denny actually gets to even play it a little slow. As long as he untaps without anything happening to that shrine, he's just in a really great seat.
Oh, absolutely. So Honor.
Honor. That was an awesome play there.
Wow. Okay. So
now here comes the spirits knocking Denny to 4.
Does this?
This might change it. This might change it completely.
This could actually. That Honor the Pure was huge.
If he had not had that honor, wow.
So ping. How big is that shrine again?
I have it at 6 right now, but I might have it slightly wrong.
Okay. Well.
I mean 6 after this upkeep.
Right.
So 6 now.
So is this? So Denny, if he doesn't kill one of those spirits, or Ryan is dead next turn. He can definitely kill a spirit with Grim Lavamancer.
So what's going to happen here is the Berserker is definitely going to attack, I think, because Ryan cannot afford to have the Berserker hit him, which means that a minimum of 2 soldiers are going to have to get in the way.
Yeah. So and those soldiers are now 2/2s.
So at that point.
See, I really wish Ryan had cast that timely reinforcements when he had the opportunity a few turns ago, because this turn he'd be able to play that Honor the Pure and make a spirit.
There would already be a spirit in play.
There would be another spirit in play. So I think that he just got too greedy with trying to get that life from timely reinforcements.
Remember, timely reinforcements doesn't need to gain you life in order to win the game.
Yeah, it in a position where you're in huge danger if he actually could gain life from that with his opponent at 8 life. If he'd allowed himself to get low enough that he could cast that timely for life, he would be dead to Shrine.
Absolutely.
We see another Fire Slinger come down. Shrine goes up to, I believe 7. And so in this position, Denny has to kill a token. I don't know that he can. So he probably attacks with that Berserker. No attack.
Okay, I think what he's going to do is he's going to chump and then try to kill him next turn.
So he declares his attack. 2 spirits comes in. 1 spirit dies. Are those all coming in? Whoa.
Ryan Waller.
Whoa.
That's some.
Oh, I mean that does mean that each of those, everything has to be blocked. So that's totally reasonable.
Well, the Grim Lavamancer can only get the Grim Lavamancer can get 2 shots off. Because the chump block creatures will provide more food. So we see a block
So,
with the Berserker
yeah,
to
Berserker
kill one
blocks
thing.
one.
I think we're going to see Chump with Slinger.
Yep.
The 6 Slinger, and don't double block with your other Slingers. No.
This is you can't win this game by grinding these out. You're also facing a Moreland Hunt, so
oh, he is. Okay.
No, I think that's block.
But the thing is he's blocking with his non-sick Slingers.
Well, he needs to just use them.
Right.
Block, use them. That puts Ryan Waller to 10 life. Lavamancer has to hit a token. It can't hit Ryan.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
Yep, 1 block's there. 1 each on those. Oh, is he double blocking?
I think he's double blocking.
It does. It kind of looks like a double block. I can't really tell.
And we're going to see the death of one of the flying spirits.
Yep.
And make sure you use your Slingers.
Yeah. So
Take
shoot
2,
you.
go to 10.
Down to 10 life. So
Dead.
these both die.
Okay,
one of those dies.
Okay, good.
So Ryan is at 10 life. Is Ryan dead?
I think Ryan's dead.
I think Ryan is dead. If he has nothing,
He's
he
dead to the
passes-
untap.
Oh, he's
Untap dead.
Attack you, shrine you, burn you,
Boing.
ping you.
Boing.
Yeah, it's just meant to be shrine you, lavamancer you. Yep.
Yeah, there
it
we
is.
go. I
Wow.
mean, yeah.
Yep, that's enough damage. So
The timely reinforcements from Ryan Waller.
One turn earlier, he would have been able to attack with those,
Yeah.
and that might have been the difference.
I think that would have been entirely the difference.
So, all right, well, we're going to see a game 3 in the finals here. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Brian Kibler. I'm here with Adrian Sullivan. We are in the finals of the StarCityGames.com Standard Open here in St. Louis. Ryan Waller playing Blue-White Humans. Denny Dowty playing Mono Red. It's all down to this. One
Right.
final game.
Now, if you looked at that, Denny's game was not particularly aggressive in the early parts of the game, but what happened was a shrine came and was built up, a Leonin Relic Warder reset it, but then he made the effort to kill the Leonin Relic Warder, and that shrine came back to deal 8 damage in 1 hit.
That shrine would have been huge if it had never left play.
If it hadn't left play, it would have hit for 14.
It would have been just one shot,
So-
boom.
Actually, maybe more than 4. No, it would have hit for 15 if it hadn't left play.
It would have nearly been the full 20.
Yes, exactly. So now we go to game 3, and we're going to see Blue-White on the play, which is actually really, really huge because Blue-White is going to be having the opportunity to be on the aggressive seat. And we saw earlier as we were talking, if that timely reinforcements had been cast a turn earlier to eschew that 6 life gain, but instead just be a possible aggressive play, I don't think there was any way Dennis could have won. And this is a question of misassignment of role here. Like, Ryan had not realized he had become the beatdown. And sometimes when you make that choice, what is misassignment of role equals game loss. Classic statement. Very true.
Yeah, you need to understand what's going on. The ability to use that timely reinforcements to gain life, while extremely powerful, and the main reason you really have that card in your deck for the red matchup.
Absolutely.
You need to recognize when you can get the other value out of it, and when you can't afford to get the life. With Denny Dowty at 8 life, putting himself below 8 in order to get life from timely reinforcements would have put him at lethal to Shrine. So I think that using that as Spectre Procession a couple turns earlier may have been the difference in that game.
I mean, for those of you who remember playing during the era of Pulse of the Forge in red decks, I mean, Pulse of the Forge was a card, red, 1, instant, deal 4 damage to a player, and then if you have less life than them, get it back.
Oh God. The era of pulses and mana burn was so miserable sometimes.
So one of the things that you would see happen for red decks is red decks would find ways to hurt themselves. Mana burn or pain lands or both, just so that they could make sure that they would have a low enough life total so they'd be able to get back a free 4 damage instant.
Yep.
And
similarly, Pulse of the Fields, the white version, you'd see mana burn happening. It's like, I'll burn, now I'll gain 4. I'll burn, I'll gain 4.
Or you'd see people burning so that your opponent could not Pulse of the Fields, which was the opposite version, which is white 1, gain 4 life. If your opponent has more life than you, return it to your hand. This is actually very similar to Timely, where if you're a red deck, one of the real powers of a card like Dismember is that you can make Timely be very blunted. Now, Gut Shot is another card that he has that allows him to blunt it. I don't know how I feel about Gut Shot after knowing that Honor the Pure is going to be a thing.
I would not have Gut Shot in my deck after sideboarding here, I don't think.
Yeah.
Granted, there aren't that many great options for Dennis, though I think that the Dismembers, the Hero, and the Arc Trail are all better. Gut Shot only kills Doom Traveler, or theoretically Gideon's Lawkeeper, but I would not have Gut Shot in my deck.
What do you think about Traitorous Blood? Is it worth having a Traitorous Blood, even as a ×1, as a means to steal hero?
Kind of interesting.
You can go Traitorous Blood, steal your hero of Bladehold.
Boom.
Boom!
I'd think about it. I haven't had a chance to try that out.
I haven't tried it out. So this is just all coming out of the question mark zone.
I have boarded in Threaten effects against white decks with Hero before. Not out of mono red, but yeah, it's definitely something that's worth considering.
Yeah, I've boarded in Threaten effects many times, and it's not a card I generally think of as something I want against mono red. I mean, sorry, against white blue. But I kind of wonder if you view yourself in this matchup as what happens. Like, if you know the matchup, let's pretend that you know the matchup and you know what happens is you get them down to a certain life total and then they either stabilize or not and turn the game around with a hero. Then maybe Traitorous Blood is worthwhile. If, however, that's not how the script of the game tends to play out, then Traitorous Blood could be a very damning mistake to try to bring in. And I don't know this matchup well enough to be able to tell you which way that goes.
Right, absolutely. So this is going to be the first game that Ryan Waller gets to play first. He lost the die roll, managed to win game 1, despite mulliganing to 5. He had Hero of Bladehold come down along with Honor the Pure, and Denny Dowty just kept a relatively action-light hand and drew a bunch of land, allowing Ryan Waller to turn things around. Then last game we saw Denny Dowty manage to fight through timely reinforcements, fight through a number of creatures, Moorland Haunt, and win the game on the back of Shrine of Burning Rage, despite it leaving play thanks to Relic Warder. So now Ryan Waller will have the chance to be on the play, be the aggressor, and that is a huge deal in this matchup.
I mean, one of the things I pulled up earlier is I just pulled up some match results from one of the decks that I was keeping track of earlier. And in one of my decks that I was working with, being on the play or the draw in Game 3 is a 38% difference in the result for the deck. Yeah. And that's not uncommon.
Yeah, player draw, in particular in a matchup like this, where it's so tempo based, it's so life based that it can have an enormous edge on the result of the matchup.
Absolutely.
Some matchups, it's interesting because a lot of players will just automatically choose to play in every matchup, and in particular in, say, a red matchup of a different era. It was actually, in fact, very often correct to draw first. Though Denny will be drawing first, and he will get that extra card, may need it, because he's mulliganing to 6.
Those of you at home, I know that people still talk about, oh, you should draw with mono red. In my testing in mono red on mono red, this is not the era to draw in the mirror.
Stormblood Berserker makes it so that you really want to be the person on the play. You really want to be the one who's getting that first blood in, getting that first bloodthirst in, and the card advantage that's given from going second, not really nearly as relevant.
Yeah, I actually think it's been a couple of years since Red on Red wants to draw.
Yeah, Goblin Guide made things very different. Though Goblin Guide, interestingly, is one of those cards in the mono red mirror that often is
sided out,
a little misplayed or a little misunderstood.
I actually think that Goblin Guide is an amazing skill tester in terms of how it's played. I still remember Paolo, his response to Goblin Guide being, "This card is terrible and can't possibly be good." Now, I have made similar bad miscalls. I think that one of the ones that I miscalled initially, I didn't think Searing Blaze was a possible main deck card for a while until I actually played with it.
Yeah, that card, wow. Searing Blaze that card was gross.
I also was kind of down on Path to Exile, and I had that beaten into me pretty well.
I believe it was Peter Brozek who I first really saw with Searing Blaze in Extended with the Boros deck.
That was a great deck.
Yeah, that deck was very cool.
If you
definitely came out of nowhere and just started blowing people up.
If you see Brozek with a deck that includes Lightning Bolt, pay attention.
Yeah, he's the checks call him Burn Guy.
Burn Guy. And now we've got Denny Dowty hoping to be Burn Guy here. He's looking at his hand. I think he's contemplating a mulligan. And Ryan is, I think, keeping 7. So, Denny does not look particularly confident with his hand.
No.
Plains go.
Ryan, no Doom Traveler this time.
Mountain go.
Denny, no 1-drop once again. He managed to win last game without a 1-drop. But Ryan
Islands
Waller,
go.
no 2-drop. We're off to the races here.
Here we go.
With no creatures in play just yet.
I think we're going to see a turn 2 Fire Slinger. I'm just going to guess.
And is this a shrine?
Is
this something?
Maybe he's just going to slow roll it.
Denny in the tank on turn 2.
Shrine.
Yep, shrine comes down.
There we go.
All right, so Ryan Waller.
Oh.
So is this now a 2-drop, which is revoke for that shrine? Interesting.
That is a very, very bold card choice. I mean, there are only 4 shrines, and so Threat Theory, Answer Theory would make a statement that perhaps that's not the way to go.
That said, I mean, Shrine is a very important card for the mono red deck, in particular on the draw to have a chance.
Right. I would.
If you're not in a position to be overwhelmed because the red deck's on the play, and you have Timelies in your deck, it's going to be very hard to lose if you're able to remove a Shrine.
But you do have Leonin Relic Order, and here comes
true.
the Phoenix.
Although, as we saw last game, Relic Order is only a temporary solution to the Shrine, and you can still lose to that enormous burst damage to the face.
Here we take 2. Ryan Waller can make a timely here if he has it. I see a hero in his hand. Hero. Oh boy. Now
Is that
Dennis.
a Mana Leak in his hand?
If it is, that would be very sad. That is a Mana Leak.
Huh. Interesting. So, Denny Dowty.
You better kill that hero.
This is Dismember.
Lose the hero.
So putting Ryan Waller to 16 after this attack. So
16 up.
Timely will not be able to do anything this turn if he has it.
16 up.
And
Boom. Okay.
I think that's a pair of Mana Leaks in Ryan Waller's hand.
Mana Leak is a card I hate in this matchup.
I have to agree with you. And this is precisely why. You really, especially on the play, you just, wow. Those 2 Mana Leaks sitting in Ryan Waller's hand, and he's behind enormously on board. And Moreland Hunt tries to chump block, gets gut shotted. There are a lot of cards that I'm a little surprised to see in the 2 decks for this game, but so 5 damage to Ryan Waller, down to 11 life.
And now we're going to see the
very fast clock.
Timely plus a Mana Leak back.
Is this a Timely?
Maybe it's a Fiend Hunter. Right, he's tapping 3.
And this looks like Fiend Hunter.
Fiend Hunter. That's acceptable.
Eats that Fiend.
Mana Leak, Mana Leak.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, this is exactly why I don't like to see Mana Leak in my deck, in my hand.
I board out
if I'm
Mana Leak
playing,
against
Blue-Eyed
red
Humans
in
here.
every deck that I have Mana Leak. It just is not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing against a deck with 12 1-drops.
I mean, you do not want to be late to the party with your cards against mono red.
Absolutely, you need to be able to play stuff out and have board impact immediately.
I don't mind a card like Flash Freeze, because at least if you draw it late, it will always work.
Right. So Denny Dowty comes in with that Phoenix. Ryan Waller, I believe, goes to 9 life.
Let's see what we got as a follow-up. Maybe a Grim Lavamancer?
And a
Dismember.
And
he's like, nope.
I got this Mana Leak.
I'll pay.
I guess I'll use it.
Hey, the rest of my turn has been taken up to get back my 3/3 can't be blocked by one guy.
I am. We are seeing a clinic on the problem with Mana Leak in this match.
Yes.
And
I think the thought
another land, Ryan Waller, a fistful of revokes, Mana Leaks, and land.
Threat Theory, Answer Theory, my friends.
You can't afford to have the wrong answer at the wrong time. And especially on the play as the human deck, you have so many ways to pressure the
oh, look at that.
the mono red deck.
Chump, and I don't even think Dennis cares. Take 3, that's
all right.
fine. I got time.
All right, you're at 6. You got nothing.
Do you say Jaja here or GG?
Wow, we both expected to see the blue-eyed human deck come out on top, but
I mean, after that game 1, I expected red for the match, but losing game 1, I was like, well, I think it's going to go the other way. And now Dennis Dowty, having full access to his opponent's deck list, he knows there's no Day of Judgment
another
here.
Another Mana Leak.
Another Mana Leak.
Well, there are Day of Judgments. Those Mana Leaks or that revoke could be Day of Judgment.
Oh, wait, there's 2 days.
There are 2 days.
Oh, okay, there we go.
But no, there are not days to be had in Ryan's hand, and it looks like this is...
That's the I give up shuffle.
Revoke, and it looks like Revoke Dismember. I think that's Revoke and Dismember in his hand. I believe Ryan Waller is just dead this turn. And
Insult to injury.
here they come. And that's it.
That's it.
Dowty
Mono red.
is
Oh,
your
look at that.
Star City
Look.
Games St. Louis
Oh.
Standard Open champion.
Ryan
A
Waller
sigh of relief.
does not look happy. I see some of his friends back there clapping. You know, we've got some happy plays there or happy players there with Dennis Dowty. Denny Dowty, our champion with mono red.
So mono red, a deck that made a big impact at the World Championships, didn't have too many representatives in top